Just off the southern coast of France lies the ancient city of Nîmes. Once ruled by the Roman Empire, Nîmes is 2,000 years old, dating back to the 6th century BC. This city and its people have passed the test of time, withstanding conquering invasions on too many occasions. But the invasion by World Archery was welcomed with open arms. These modern-day gladiators, the best in the business with bows and arrows, only came to France seeking a shot at a coveted world title. 400 athletes from 45 nations navigating their way to Nîmes for archery's indoor world championship, where records were set in ranking rounds only to see a record breaker defeated the very next day. This was a mix of young guns coming to challenge the old guard, and the setting could not have been better in Le Parnasse. 11 years after hosting its first World Championship, Nîmes rolled out the blue carpet and set the stage for many familiar faces and lots of new ones, all of them going head-to-head for pride, prestige, and a place in history. Nîmes has become a solid archery stronghold over time. The city already hosted the World Championships back in 2003, and we have the honor to do this again in 2014. More athletes are participating this time, which in itself makes this event a success. Furthermore, we have organized international archery events every year since then, and we're happy because the organization has improved each time. Our first goal is to satisfy the athletes. We want the archers to be delighted and proud to compete here. We also aim at providing a great show to the public. Athletes have a growing interest all over the world, and so we are thrilled.
Yeah, everything is good. I don't change nothing.
I love coming to Nîmes. It's one of the biggest tournaments. I think Vegas is the only other bigger one. And I think it's my 5th year here, first time for World Championships, come here for the World Cup every year. And I love it. I love coming here to France. They have the best crowd, the loudest crowd, and you always feel so welcome when you come here and shoot in the stadium.
The level of competition is always good. It's a World Championships, but also Europe is so good at indoor that they're always going to have someone good here.
But also for like a recurve shooter, it's probably the biggest indoor recurve tournament there is.
It's a very, very prestigious, this title. So every year I come here to the tournament, and it's a very good tournament. Every year is better year by year, so very good.
For me, it's a location I've wanted to come to, and I've wanted to shoot the event for years, so it's been really good to see what kind of a show Nimes can put on, and it really makes me want to come back again and shoot again, and it's meant a lot to be able to come here.
Germany and Ukraine got past all hurdles to reach the women's recurve gold medal match. Germany fielding a team including Veronika Heidenschalova, Elena Richter, and Karina Winter. Over on target 2, Ukraine would counter with Veronika Marchenko, Anastasia Pavlova, and Lydia Sichnikova, a young but talented trio ready to get to work. After slipping by the Russian Federation by 1 in the quarters and putting Poland away by 4 in the semis, the blue and gold got off to a great start in this match and led by a dozen after the first 18 arrows. It's 174-162 heading down the home stretch. Karina Winter's 9, lighting a fire under her team. That depends upon Elena Richter, who picks up the gauntlet with a shot that's off the Richter scale. Meanwhile, Heidenschalova keeps the momentum going. But Anastasia Pavlova has a big lead to play with, so she can afford to shoot a 9. So can Sichnikova, whose next shot also finds the line. But Marchenko leaves no doubt. The lead stays at 12. So it's a big hill to climb for Germany with just 3 arrows to go. Winter's shot on the line again. Richter rockets her last shot into the 10 ring. And Heidenschilova follows her lead. But at this point, it's too little, too late. Pavlova making that point quite clear as she keeps her shot in those gold rings. And when Sichnikova sends another shot into the center, she cinches the match for her country. With the outcome no longer in doubt, the only question left to answer is the margin of victory. Ms. Marchenko has the answer. She completes Ukraine's domination in this gold medal match, sewing up Ukraine's 13-point victory. It caps off a great week that saw 3 of the best Ukrainian women defeat the United States in the quarterfinals and Belarus in the semis. Just as impressive, the poise, concentration, and focus displayed by Marchenko, Pavlova, and Sichnikova during an emotional time. But all that was put aside on the field of play, Ukraine commanding respect on the world stage with an impressive victory. Ukraine would be heard from once again in the Recurve men's gold medal final. 3 proud athletes named Ivanitsky, Ivashko, and Ruban out to make a statement at the indoor championships in Nîmes. To do that, they'd have to dispatch of the Japanese team, just like they'd done in a quarterfinal shoot-off with Mexico and a dominating semifinal win over the Germans. Kikuchi, Oniyami, and Tabata getting ready for the toughest challenge they would face at this indoor championship. Give Japan a lot of credit. They were still in the match after 3 ends, trailing by 6, a sizable lead, but not insurmountable. Kikuchi begins the final stanza with a 9 that was almost an 8. Oniyama only has eyes for the center circle and connects with a clutch shot. Tabata, a World Cup medalist in Shanghai last year, put the tip of his arrow into the 10 ring, and Japan keeps it close. Closer still after Ivanitsky veers off to the right. Ivashko, steady as a rock though, lets it rip and chalks up another 10 points for his team. Leaving it now to Victor Ruban, the 2008 Olympic champion, to keep Japan at bay. Ukraine still up by a half dozen with 3 shots to go. Kikuchi does his best to kickstart a rally for Japan. But after Oniyama scores only 9 points, one senses the sun starting to set on a Japanese team led by the indomitable Tabata, who fights to the very end. With 2 seconds left, he bears down, beats the clock, and drills another one dead center. X marks the spot for Tabata, but his team's run out of time and arrows. It's a respectable showing, but at this level, it's not going to be enough to get the job done. Ukraine's on a run, with Ivanitsky, Ivashko, and finally, Victor Ruban stringing together 5 great shots to finish off this match and secure the gold medal for Ukraine. Up by 1 after the first end, 3 points midway through the match, and 6 points after 18 arrows, the blue and gold are as good as gold, cruising home to an emotional 6-point win on French soil. The smoke finally clears and the final tally shows Ukraine winning by the score of 235 to 229. Ukraine had yet another shot at another medal in the women's recurve bronze medal match. After winning a team gold medal just the day before, Anastasia Pavlova was back on the line, hoping to pick up more hardware. She'd meet Moldova's Alexandra Mirka for the first time. Mirka making her debut on the big stage. Last year, she competed at the Youth Championships in China and the World Championships in Bielik. After 3 arrows, Pavlova puts 2 points on her side of the ledger and leads as we head for the second set. Mirka shows signs of getting comfortable. Of course, Pavlova's been in a groove right from the very start. Mirka needs to raise the level of her game, but she drops off with a 9. Now that's a chance for Pavlova to pull ahead in the set, but that opportunity passes by the wayside. The Moldovan archer can assure herself no worse than a split, but another 9 simply gives Pavlova another shot at taking the set, and this time she gets greedy. That razor-thin margin for error puts Mirka in a precarious spot. After just 6 arrows, she's in danger now of being swept. Pavlova out in front by 4, heading towards the 4th set. Anastasia ranked 17th in the world when she arrived in France. Mirka trying to break into the ranks of the top 100 women in the world. Her performance in Nîmes should help her jump into the standings, but it's a bronze medal she's after. To make that happen, she knows she needs to have higher scores. That first arrow keeps her behind the 8 ball, though. Pavlova, using surgical pinpoint precision, grabs the lead in what could be the final set. An 8 from Mirka makes it look more and more like this match belongs to Pavlova, who closes in for the kill with another 10. The only hope for Mirka is to match that shot and then get a big break. She can only muster up a 9, so 7 or better is all that's required from Anastasia Pavlova. She's got your 7, and she'll raise you 2. A 9 to close out the match and give Pavlova 2 medals to take back home to Ukraine. She scores the biggest win of her budding career. After a pair of top 10 finishes last summer on the World Cup Tour, she works her way through the qualifying in Nîmes, wins a 5-set quarterfinal match, pushes Aida Roman to the limit in a semifinal loss, and then comes back strong to shut out Alexandra Mirka. A good learning experience for the young Moldovan archer, but a much more satisfying one for Anastasia Pavlova. Moving on to the women's recurve gold medal match, Aida Roman was primed and ready to do some damage here in France. The silver medalist from the last Olympic Games had come oh so close to winning the gold in London. So her opponent, Miki Nakamura, had a highly motivated archer to contend with over on target number 1. Nakamura, 4 years younger, far less experienced, especially at this level. So it's not surprising to find her trailing 2-0 as the second set is about to begin. Nakamura, not even close. Meanwhile, Roman is just getting revved up. She immediately asserts herself with a 10, advantage Mexico. Nakamura getting closer to the center as she knocks down a 9. But Roman's beginning to reel off center shots. Then she stays focused, closing her eyes, concentrating on the task at hand instead of watching her opponent. Now 9s are fine, but this is a game of 10s. A lesson Nakamura is learning from the first athlete from Mexico to win an Olympic medal in archery. 3 in a row for Aida Roman, who easily wins the second set and takes a commanding 4-0 lead in this match. The 21-year-old Japanese challenger had defeated another member of the Mexican team on her way to this gold medal match, but it was Roman who'd really been tested by Russia's Ina Stepanova in the quarterfinals and then by Pavlova in the semis. Third set, Nakamura has to take it up a notch but stays in the 9 ring. It's much like taking a knife to a gunfight, and Aida's got all guns blazing. She's on a roll right now. Meanwhile, Nakamura straightens out her next shot and scores those much-needed 10 points. But Roman, who put her psychology studies on hold, is so psychologically strong, intensely focused on that 10 ring, she finds it again, and at this point it's obvious that the only business Roman is concerned about is her own. The erratic Nakamura puts another 9 on the scoreboard, which means a 9 will bring this match to a close, and Aida Roman is one with her bow and arrow and that target 18 meters away. 10-10-10 to close out the gold medal match and make short work of Miki Nakamura, who still goes home with the silver. Much was made of the Lucky Charm bracelets worn by Roman throughout the week of competition, but when all is said and done, this had nothing to do with luck. It had everything to do with talent, skill, hard work, and a mental approach that puts her among the elite shooters in this sport. It may not make up for that near miss in London, but a world championship is a huge accomplishment for Aida Roman.
Me siento muy contenta de haber ganado este campeonato.
I am very happy to have won this world championship. Very satisfied because I worked very hard. I am also very grateful to the people who helped me get here. My family, the new members of my team, my coach, my physical trainer. I am just really, really satisfied.
Muy satisfecha.
Hi, I'm Rick van der Ven from the Netherlands, and this is my second time at the World Championships indoor. Today it's in Nîmes, France, and let's see what the eliminations bring today.
Hi, I'm Taylor Worth. I'm from Australia. It's my first indoor World Championships. At the start of each match, it's a completely different competitor, it's completely different time. So you just have to reset, and you start at 0 every single time, no matter what your ranking is.
We'll see what we can do today and hopefully survive today, and if not, then so be it.
In the match against the Russian, I dropped a couple of points early on, so it put me in a compromising position, but I knew if I could at least bring it back and win a couple of sets, at least take it to a tiebreaker, I knew I could put the pressure on him.
My shooting wasn't that great. My form just didn't felt like I wanted it to, and I had to struggle to make some shots to go off even. So it wasn't that great to me. That's too bad, but today we got the elimination from the teams and we're in the finals, so that makes up a lot.
I enjoyed shoot-offs. It's just a different part of the game, and it's just always exciting to do. I've got a very good record in shoot-offs. I haven't lost very many in my career, so I knew I was confident coming into this one. So tomorrow I'm shooting against Ryan in the semi-finals, so good to have two Aussies in the semi-finals. With indoor, because it's so close, anybody can shoot a 30 on any end, so it's a very tough, brutal game in indoor.
Penny, for your thoughts? A lot on the mind of Brady Ellison, America's best with a recurve bow. He's in the bronze medal match, and he's got lots of incentive because Brady's facing a fella who's caused him some problems over the past few years. Australia's Taylor Worth comes in ranked in the top 20, but his biggest claim to fame? Not his 9th place finish in London or his 2 titles at the Australian Open. It's 3 victories over Brady Ellison during 2012-2013. Mindful of what's happened in the past, Ellison gets out of the gate fast and goes up 4-0 after the first 2 sets of this grudge match. Taylor Worth knows the value of sticking that first shot in the center of that target. He needs a spark to get back into the game. And it sure looks like Ellison might let him back in. A shaky first shot nets him only 8 points. Taylor, on top of his game now at this point, makes it back-to-back 10s. Now, Brady was able to shake off the first 8, but when he goes wide left this time, well, it's time to buckle down. His Australian nemesis has his number here in the third set, and that number's 10. A fired-up Brady Ellison knows his third shot won't change the outcome of this set, but he also knows he needs to right the ship, and he does. It had the makings of a runaway victory, but now Brady's got another battle on his hands with the tough and talented Taylor Wirth. 4-2 Ellison heading to the fourth set, Taylor with another 10. Brady getting his rhythm back.
Good job. Still at 3 o'clock side. Good job.
Taylor tails off a bit as that shot lands in the 9 ring. And that's all Brady needs to see. He's on the hunt for the bronze medal, and he's closing in on his prey with another shot right down the middle. The edge goes to Ellison, who has Wirth on the ropes. Taylor takes aim and takes one last stab at it. But he knows he's vulnerable. All it takes is 10 more points. But sometimes it just isn't that simple. It's on the line, he's in the yellow, but this isn't a black and white decision. It comes down to a call from the judge who declares Brady Ellison the bronze medalist at the 2014 World Indoor Championships. Brady breaks the hole Taylor Wirth's had on him the past 2 years, exercises the demons, and establishes once again he is one of the best in the world. The silver medalist in Paris at last fall's World Cup final and a team silver medalist at the Games in London, Brady adds to his memories of Nîmes, where he shot .597 in qualifying just a few years back. This time around, he's more than satisfied with the 6 points he scored in this match, which is more than enough to win that much sought-after bronze medal. There had to be a lot on the mind of Viktor Ruban as well. Ukraine's Olympic champion in Beijing, blocking out all distractions at the World Championships and defeating Brady Ellison to reach the men's recurve gold medal match. A gold medal to match the one he had captured the day before in team competition. The man standing between Viktor and that second gold medal, 22-year-old Ryan Tyack of Australia, who got this far by taking a 6-0 decision in the semifinal showdown with his teammate Taylor Wirth. Tyack, a cool customer, full of confidence, and it shows on the scoreboard. After taking the lead in that first set, he's tied at 3-all with Ruban after 3 sets. He's in contention and giving himself a chance. The odds improving as he nails his first shot of the fourth set. And those odds are getting even better because Ruban comes back with a 9 and drops a point back in the set. Nobody's perfect, not even when you see the world through orange-colored glasses. Viktor can knot this set up, and he not only can, he does. But Tyack comes right back and ties one on the 10 ring. The ball in the Ukrainian's court. And he comes up with another clutch shot to keep things all even at 4 apiece after 4 sets. So, there's all the drama one would hope for in a match of this magnitude. Only 3 shots left to decide the outcome, and Tyack uses his first wisely. It's a 10. Now this turns out to be the turning point. Ruban reels off a 9, a critical miss that now has him at a disadvantage with 2 arrows to go. No let-up by the Aussie, who's going for the jugular. Meanwhile, Ruban locks that thumb around the back of his neck, anchors himself, and keeps the ship afloat with the 10 that he had to have. Still, it's out of his hands at this point. No one controls their own fate, their own destiny, but right now Ryan Tyack controls the outcome of this match, and that will do it. Viktor Ruban comes up 1 point short in the 5th and deciding set, which goes to the 22-year-old Australian in what has to be considered a big upset. Ruban, regarded as one of the established stars in men's recurve and has been for years. Ryan Tyack on his way up in the world. He showed signs of this 2 years ago in Las Vegas, where he finished 9th at the 2012 Indoor Championships. But now, 2 years later, the man from down under takes a quantum leap forward. winning the men's recurve gold medal in Nîmes. Ranked 72nd in the world coming into this competition, Ryan Tyack is going to be moving up in the rankings and won't be able to sneak up on anyone after winning a 2014 Indoor World Championship.
I've shot a few finals before, some juniors, some other events, and the way that I brought my mental game to this event was far better than any other event I've shot. I was still a little nervous in the first couple sets, but then once I got back into my normal groove, it was fine.
Congratulations to all who came, competed, and especially those lucky enough to take home a medal from the 2014 Indoor World Championships in Nîmes.